Have you ever felt like something's holding you back? Like you're holding yourself back, but you can't pinpoint exactly how you're holding yourself back? I have some bad news, and it is that you actually know exactly how you're holding yourself back. You've been told this many times, but you keep lying to yourself. And don't worry, you're not alone. I do this too. But today, I want to break down the 3 biggest lies that we tell ourselves that hold ourselves back. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel, we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. We're gonna get right into it. Lie number 1. I don't need 8 hours of sleep. See also, I can function on 4 hours just fine. Look, I get it. Life is busy. We have a lot of things to do, and we want to find more time. And it seems like the easiest time that we can find is just cut back some hours on sleep. If you cut back 2 hours, you sleep 6 instead of the recommended 8, then you should be fine, right? No, I'm sorry. That's not how it works. In fact, Matthew Walker, who is a sleep scientist, he has literally dedicated his entire life to sleep, has shown that only 1% of people have a specific genetic mutation that allows them to survive and thrive on 6.25 hours of sleep. So around 6 hours of sleep, okay? Everyone else, we need the 8, 9 hours. And the thing is, I know we all want to believe that we fall in that 1%, but when 99% of people believe they fall in that 1%, that math ain't mathin', you know? And the thing about a sleep-deprived brain is that when your brain is sleep-deprived, it loses focus, it loses creativity, it loses decision-making capabilities, and that makes you less productive. And so you want to get more done, and you want to find more time in the day, but if you have 6 hours in the day, but they're sleep-deprived hours, those hours are going to be less productive than if you have 3 hours, but they are actually well slept and you're well rested. Your brain is much more powerful. So just get some sleep, my friend. Please, just do it. Lie number 2, and I love this one, I'm a great multitasker. Why do I love this one? Because I am so guilty of this one. I want to believe that I am a great multitasker, as I'm sure a lot of you watching this also want to believe. But science has proven us wrong. A human brain cannot multitask. What it can do is switch from one task to another quickly, which is what we do when we think we're multitasking. We think we're doing 2 things at the same time. What our brain is actually doing is it's going, okay, this, and now this, and now this, and now back to this. However, that task switching tires out our brain. It has a cost, and it makes us more tired more quickly, especially if you have executive function issues. So for all my neurodivergent folks out there, like me, this actually makes you more tired. It makes your brain work less. So again, you think you're being more productive because you're getting multiple things done at once, when in reality, you're breaking your brain more tired more quickly, which will lead to you working less hours, which will lead to you being less productive. So what can we do? Easy. In the morning, pick one task that you're going to focus on, and until you're done with that task, don't move on to anything else. And I know my neurodivergent folk just like screamed in their heads like, that's not how this works. I know, it's hard, but we also have the power of hyperfocus, and hyperfocus can help us do this. We just need to know how to convince our brain that this is the task that we want to do, but that's another video for another day. If you're enjoying this video, I would really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. I'd also appreciate it if you let me know in the comments below, have you ever told yourself one of these 2 lies? I know I have. Lie number 3, the last final lie, but what I might hear the most, and what I think is the most common lie of all. I don't have time. Whew. How many times have you said, I just don't have time to do that? Or have you heard someone say, I don't have time to do that? We all have the same time. So the I don't have time lie is actually a priority issue. Now, before I explain that, let me make a little caveat here. I'm not saying we all have the same 24 hours in a day, okay? If you have resources, if you have money, if you have a great support system, you are going to have more hours in a day, and that is a privilege than someone who's trying to do everything by themselves, okay? Someone who has access to a personal chef and a chauffeur and a virtual assistant and a personal assistant or a house cleaner is going to have more time than someone who doesn't have the resources to hire out all of those things. But when we're talking about hours, we all have the capability of prioritizing what we want to do. Now, here's the thing that you don't want to hear. If you are not doing what you want to do, it is because you are not making it a high enough priority. And if there are so many things you want to do, which is my usual problem, is that I want to do 10,000 things at the same time. Usually the problem is that if you have 10,000 priorities, you really have none. So what is the most important thing? And can you make time for it? Now, this one I had to think about how to say this, because this can come across as a very privileged point of view. I'm not saying that if you're a single mom with 3 kids, 3 jobs, that you can just say, oh, I'm sorry, I just have the wrong priorities. Let me dedicate 8 hours a day to do art. That's not what I'm saying. I understand you don't have the same time as someone who has a full-time nanny to take care of the 3 kids, only has 1 job, or maybe doesn't even have a job. Like, that's not the same thing, right? However, you can find 15 minutes a week to dedicate to art. The problem with the mindset here is we want to dedicate all the time to the thing that we want to make a priority. If your lifelong dream is to make jewelry, you are saying, I don't have time to make jewelry, because you're thinking, I need to dedicate 8 hours a week to this, and I don't have 8 hours a week. Because to get to your goal in the timeline that you have imagined it in your head, you need to do it 8 hours a week, at least, right? However, if you start with 15 minutes a week, you will get there. Oh, it's going to take you longer, of course, but you will get there. You will also learn to prioritize better on the things that you must do. And you will also see, if it's something that you enjoy especially, you're also going to be able to see, oh my gosh, I do enjoy this thing. And I swear you will find another 15 minutes and then another 15 minutes. And slowly you will make that thing a priority. So ask yourself, what is my priority and how can I make time for it? What is the thing that I can cut out that isn't a priority, even if it's just 15 minutes a week? If you're guilty of believing any of these lies, don't worry, I've been there too. Most of us have. But now that you know that these are lies that you tell yourself, you can actually change it. Remember, it's always going to be more comfortable to stay in our current reality than to go towards the reality that we want. But we have to move in order to actually change our reality. And if there's one thing I know for sure, is that when we decide to stop believing these lies, our life starts instantly getting better, bit by bit by bit. I'd love to know, which of these lies do you tell yourself the most often? And are there any other lies that you know we come up with? Maybe if there's enough comments, I can make another video about those other lies that we tell ourselves. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this with someone that you think might find this helpful too. And join us for the next video. I make new videos every single Friday. Until then, stay wild, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one.